ShinRobjira.
Today we're going to be talking about the Mondo, Godzilla and Kong GVK Mondoids. The GVK Mondoids are in fact SDCCCCCCCC exclusives, limited to 1,500 pieces each. Godzilla over here was designed, sculpted, and painted by Hector Arce. Kong over here was designed by Eric Anderson, but was yet again sculpted and painted by Hector Arce. Hector, if you're watching this, and I kind of doubt that you are, but if you are, I apologize if I butchered your last name. I'm no good with last names. I'm no good with names. But anyway, let's get started talking about the boxes. So here we have the boxes, and they're pretty basic. They've got the blue and orange and yellow that we're so used to by now. And they really don't give you too much information on the sides or tops. It's more so on the bottoms where you get to know a little bit more. Now this says Godzilla and Kong can swap heads, and they absolutely can to a varying degree. A little bit more on that later, and as you can see, Godzilla gets some atomic breath and Kong gets an axe, but we'll get to that in a bit. Here are the figures again from another side. Here we have a little bit more information. Mondo, Toho, Legendary, Collector's Model not suitable for children under 14. Godzilla, yet again designed, sculpted, and painted by Hector Arce. Kong, designed by Eric Anderson, sculpted, and painted by Hector Arce. And finally, here at the top of the boxes, PX exclusive San Diego 2021, limited to 1,500 pieces, or 1,500 pieces. Anyway, up first we're going to be talking about Kong, because as we all know, winners get talked about second. And here we have Monkey, but unfortunately he have no monkey cheek.
Monkey cheek.
Hector, Eric Anderson, my guys, y'all did a beautiful job on this. This is great. I mean, Eric, you came up with a great design. You absolutely did. But Hector, my guy, wow. All right, let's kill the monkey. Oh! Taking a closer look at Monkey and his monkey head, look at all of the beautiful paint and detail. The teeth are lovingly weathered. The inside of the mouth is nice and glossy. Kong looks very angry with his monkey face. Just to let everybody know, yes, I do know Kong is an ape, not a monkey. I still get comments of people trying to tell me that he's an ape. I know he's an ape. Lighten up a bit, huh? And I really can't say anything else, but I am super duper impressed. The fur detail is nice, the paint is exuberant. Monkey ears so monkey can hear. And you know, honestly, I was kind of just expecting the bottom and the backs of the head to kind of be, you know, kind of phoned in. But no, on every different angle, on every which side, it's all painted. It's all detailed. It all looks great. Look at that fantastic detail on the roof of Kong's mouth. Look at that fantastic glossy detail for Kong's tongue. Nah, dog, for real. Kong's got a good head on his shoulders. Now let's talk about his shoulders. So before I put the monkey head back on the monkey shoulders, as you can see, even over here where the head is going to rest is going to be painted and detailed rather nicely. Looking at Kong's raised arm over here, it's a little bit more of what we got on the head. Beautifully detailed, lovingly painted, but I just really like that he's got a nice backdrop to him. It's trees. And it's not just random bouts of green. The leaves are finely detailed. You can see their tree trunks down over here, or at least parts of the trees, and maybe not the trunks. It's really cool, and I'm glad that it's not just some basic here's monkey. Moving along, more of the same detail, more of the same fur paint. On the bottom of this lovely monkey, we get Godzilla vs. Kong, Mondo, Toho, Legendary, MondoShop.com, and we get a very lovely detailed Kong hand and underside of arm. And the same can be said for the rest of the other arm as well. And yeah, we get more greenery around and under Kong's arms over here. And here we have Monkey Fist, wrinkles and nail included. Yeah, as far as Kong goes, I would call this an absolute win for Monkey. But as you saw, whoops, sorry Kong. Yeah. First we take a look at Monkey Paw, and then we pull it off. For those who can't tell, that is a magnet right there, and there is a magnet at the wrist over here as well. And for Kong's alternate hand, you're going to get a hand that's already holding the axe. The axe itself is not a separate accessory. The axe do kind of be looking like a burnt Pop-Tart, but the paint on it is rather magnificent. Yeah, I honestly can't complain, and I love that the blue streaks on the axe is all metallic blue. Very nice. But when it comes to applying the hand, it's as simple as that. I mean, you can... There you go. Yeah, bit of a magnet. And you just squash Kong's head right there, and now he looks like he's crawling out of a hole with his little axe, and he's ready to kick some lizard tail. What an angry and properly prepared monkey, yeah? Now you might be asking, why in the heck are the heads removable and why aren't they, like, you know, properly attached to the inside? I guess it's because this is kind of like a play on Mondo's MEATBALLS that they did back in the day, where they were like really grotesque and everything, and this is somewhat more of like a collector's grade version of that. I'm not touting that as fact or anything because I genuinely don't know. This is honestly a little grim when it comes to Kong, so I'm gonna put his head back on and I'm going to give him a solid star in terms of paint and a solid star in terms of detail. Now let's take a look at the guy we're all here to see. Godzilla. Look at him. Look at him. Look at him. Look at the paint. Look at the detail. Oh my god, it's so good. So Godzilla definitely got the brunt of the best for me personally. When it comes to the detail, when it comes to the paint, when it comes to the light dry brushing on the underside of the tail, certain parts of the face, and even on the bottom of the arms, on the chin and everything else. Yeah, Godzilla favoritism at Mondo is definitely a real thing. God, I don't know whether to be terrified or just give him a big ol' hug. Look at all that beautiful dry brushing, highlighting all of the amazing scales over here, man. And Goji do be kind of looking like he got some halitosis, so maybe brush your teeth a little bit more, guy. But looking on the inside of the mouth, it seems wholly accurate to what we saw in GVK. It's just very plumish looking, I guess. Really do like all the dry brushing on the inside of the mouth. I like that it's not overly glossy because I feel like if this was like super duper glossed out, it would have been a little distracting. Speaking of which, I think most of the gloss went to the eyes over here, which I don't have an issue with at all. Nice and shiny. And yes, he does have a hole at the back of his throat, like most living things do. We'll talk about that in full in a sec, but truly, I am just amazed at everything they squeezed into this little thing. Look at that, even the dorsal fin's got a little bit of it too, and the detail is just fantastic. And here I am talking about paint and detail, and I'm not talking about the fact that Godzilla is rising out of this very delicious looking water. Kind of looks like the Goji lampstand. But nah, this is really, really nice. This is where most of the gloss went for this release, and hey, yo, I do not care. No, not at all. This is fantastic, and again, just like Kong, I feel like it adds so much more personality to this. It's like, it's nice that it wasn't just, you know, a hunk of vinyl of just Godzilla lurching forward. No, he's lurching out of the water. He's got waves, like, encapsulating his back, his arms, the tip of his tail. It's just a really cool base. Speaking of which, here's the bottom of the base, and you all might be wondering, does his head not come off? Well, I can describe this as one thing and one thing only. Goji favoritism at Mondo. Dear God, would you look at all that detail? Son. But yeah, Goji's head over here is magnetic. Won't fall off unless you pull it off, which we're gonna have to do because I need to show you this. Mother Mary Goose, just look at all that fantastic detail. Yes. And again, I love the dry brushing of this greenish tannish brown over here on the bottom of Goji's throat. Well, the bottom of his head, the front of his throat, I should say. The gills are highlighted. Everything is properly highlighted. It looks fantastic. And again, oh, even the bottom of the jaw's got a nice heaping helping of it. I mean, so does his nose or snout area, as does the top of his head, as I showed earlier. It all really does look very, very fantastic. And, you know, for $30 each, it's pretty dang good. Just look at that, man. Hector, my dude, you killing it. Now, I don't know if this is Goji favoritism or my Kong just didn't come with a magnet, but yeah, I would have preferred a magnet for Kong so his head didn't just careen off of his shoulders. And the magnet doesn't really help Goji with something that we're going to talk about in a second here, but before we do that, let's apply the accessory. Actually, before we apply it, we should really just talk about it and look at this thing. Nice, metallic, shiny, bits of silver in there to make it look, I guess, hot or something. This really reminds me of the SH Monstar's 2014 Spitfire Atomic Breath piece. Actually, yeah, as you can see, there's a little bit of a similarity to the two, especially when it comes to how they, like, you know, branch off at the end and kind of, like, look like they're hitting something. It's really, really cool. Now, when it comes to applying the Atomic Breath piece, I think it's honestly rather simple. You're gonna look for the spiky part of the Atomic Breath, and that's going to rest on top of his tongue. You just shove it down his throat like so, and boom! There it is. And you definitely want to see that going on. And I say this specifically because when I first got this out of the box, I tried applying it like this, and it does kind of look a little bit cooler, but it's very loose. And I don't want this thing like falling out or anything like that. Like, it's very... And I am going to be displaying this thing with the Atomic Breath in his mouth, so I am going to be doing it like that. Don't have to worry about it falling out or anything, and dear God, that looks awesome. And then after you do that, you can just... bam! Magnet! Now, the side of the box shows this right here. We could do the call to arms scene from KOTM. And yes, it is possible to get this little pose out of Godzilla, but you have to remember that he's got spikes on the back of his head. The magnet is going to be in his throat area over here, so when you want to do this, it's very much a balancing act, as I've experienced thus far. And honestly, it looks pretty cool that way. Now I'm starting to really question if I have the atomic breath piece in correctly. That actually looks a little bit better. But yeah, it is possible. The one thing that I'm having a little bit of trouble with is Godzilla and Kong can swap heads. So let's take Kong's head off, and let's take Godzilla's head off. And now let's... yeah, Kongzilla. It's a thing. It's official. It's totally happening. Sweet. But as for Godong over here, it's, Godzilla's head kinda, like, gets in the way of Kong's fist over here no matter what hand you have it on. I mean, it is possible, but it doesn't really sit too well, which I don't think it would have to begin. Oh, actually, that looks a lot better. So, yeah, you can mix and match. I'm not having issues with that. I'm a perfectly capable adult. Dear God, I feel like I'm looking at a fan fiction. Get it away. Goji over here has got a magnetic head. He's got an atomic breath piece. Just look at this. This is awesome. I can't give this thing anything less than a solid star in terms of paint and detail. And as far as both of these things go, I think it's just really cool that we get accessories. A heat ray for Godzilla, a battle axe for Kong. It's nice that those things were included. I like the fact that they both have bases themed to their character. Godzilla's got water, Kong's got jungle. And I guess my only complaint is, why doesn't Kong have a magnet at the bottom of his head? Is that just mine? Is everybody's like that? If so, why? Oh yeah, solid star in terms of accessories. Love these things. Love them, love them, love them. Yes. That's about going to wrap it up for the Mondoids GVK set, Godzilla and Kong. I like this. I like this a lot. I would genuinely like to see a whole line of this, from the Monsterverse specifically, or just Godzilla and Kong separately. You know, Shin Godzilla, 33 Kong, 54 Godzilla, King Kong escapes Kong with Mechanic Kong. That'll never happen. But hey, never say never, because we essentially got GVK MEATBALLS. Technically. Patrons, thank you so much for coming ShinRobjira patrons. I absolutely appreciate that. Social media, merch, the whole 9 yards. I hope you enjoyed today's video. After a week of nothing but Ultraman, it feels really nice to talk about something Godzilla related. And fret not, there will be more Godzilla related content coming up rather soon. Wednesday and Friday specifically. And enjoy the rest of your weekend. I'll see you all on Wednesday with another Godzilla video. Peace!